What's going on YouTube? Yamayati, welcome to the channel, and in today's episode I'm going to be talking about why I prefer riding my 2021 MT09 versus my 2018 R1. As you can see them here both side by side, they are both beautiful machines. I cannot tell you how in love I am with both of them, but in this video I'm going to talk about why I've been riding the 2021 MT09 more than my 2018 R1. It's not because of look, because this bike looks beautiful. I don't know if you guys can see it as good as I can. I did upgrade the lights, and guys, I did change the lights. Instead of using the recessed lights, I ended up getting two more of these ultimate lights from Home Depot. They're about 30 bucks a piece. I already had this one, so I bought these two. It really enhanced the lighting in here, so I'm hoping it helps in this video. But as you can see, this bike is beautiful. Nothing wrong with this bike whatsoever. As a matter of fact, it's one of the most gorgeous R1s in Central Florida, and I say that humbly, but I've put a lot of time and a lot of effort into making this bike beautiful. What we have here are the Rizoma stealth mirrors. I just installed those recently after I did the ECU flash with Chris Moore Mafia, which, by the way guys, Chris Moore has just did a flash on a 2021 MT09 that I was pretty excited about, so that's good news. Also, I have all my parts and accessories from TST Industries, from the levers to the frame sliders to the engine guards. All of this I purchased at tstindustries.com. I'll leave the links in the description section. I also upgraded the exhaust. I went from the Kaufman Shorty to the Akrapovich GP exhaust with the mid pipe, and guys, it has been an amazing transition from the ECU not being flash to now having the ECU flash with this beautiful exhaust. And if you want, let's check out the cold start. Now, it's been a minute since I started this thing. Hopefully the battery's not dead. Ooh. There's nothing better than a cold start, but as you guys can see, this bike sounds amazing, looks absolutely beautiful. I did the Laminex film on these lights. It's just a film to make them look yellow, which a lot of people love. It kind of distinguishes me from other R1s. Everything about this bike is beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. But why have I been riding this 2021 MT09 more? If you want to know, stick around, stay tuned, and enjoy.
If any of this content interests you, do me a huge favor. Don't forget to hit the like button. If you want, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to be notified of all new uploads.
Check this out. My nephew's over there. There's my nephews. They're out here practicing golf. What are y'all doing? Practicing? Jace, you practicing? Show me your hit. Gotta keep your eye on the ball. You probably are, man. I suck. The only thing I'm good at is riding this motorcycle. Alright guys, I love you. So guys, in this video I'm going to go over why I have been riding my 2021 MT09 over and preferably my 2018 R1. First of all, one of the main gripes I have about having a leader bike is that it's a lot of bike for my area. In other words, like right now in this street, the speed limit on this road specifically is about 45 miles per hour. And actually I think it's 35 and I do 45 and have never gotten in trouble yet. But the 2018 R1 is just a lot of bike for this local community. Now, I know that going into the bike, because when I bought the bike, I obviously knew that it was a leader bike. Obviously, I knew it was a track bike, but I got it anyway. Why? Because it was kind of like peer pressure. At the same time, I really wanted it because who doesn't want a chance to own a Ferrari? Because I consider owning a leader bike almost like having a Ferrari. You know, it's like one of those things that you as an enthusiast would love to have. So who wouldn't want to own a 2018 R1? And at the time, I had the money to do it, so it was not really a big deal. I'm not trying to say that I have all this money laying around, but I could afford it at the time. It was doable. They made me a great deal, so I pulled the trigger. But my main gripe about the bike is that it's too strong and too powerful for my area. Even on the main highways, you know, the speed limit is like 70. So without breaking the law and possibly getting in trouble or getting into an accident by showboating or just speeding recklessly on the interstate, there is really no place for me to ride that bike to its full potential other than possibly going to a track. Now, that is one thing I want to do. I would love to go to a track. I even had a track day available and I couldn't do it because my son moved to Michigan, so I had to help him. But other than the track, there is really no place for me to ride that 2018 R1 the way it was meant, the way it was designed, without feeling conviction or actually being being scared for my life because, guys, I'm in Central Florida. There's a lot of crazy drivers out here, even though I live kind of in the country for the most part. But on the main roads, we see it every day. We have a group page, and there's always accidents with motorists and motorcycle riders every day of the week. So my main concern is going out here speeding, you know, being a hooligan, and then getting in an accident and not being able to go home to my family, my friends, and my loved ones, which is not why I ride. I ride for fun, and I ride to just have a blast and to meet cool people like you through YouTube, but also to go home, be safe, and of course, you know, I gotta work on Monday. Guys, without a shadow of a doubt, this is probably one of the best places to come. This is the Lake Monroe ramp here, boat ramp, and you can see how big this lake is. It's definitely about 4 or 5 miles across, maybe. I don't know, maybe not that far. But there you got the sun, you got the water. It is pretty windy today, guys, so I'm getting a lot of wind while I'm riding, but just a beautiful boat ramp. I love coming here and just hanging out sometimes. I just come out here and sit by myself and just kind of think. And then I come and bring you guys while I'm riding on the 2021 MT09. Yeah. Before I go on to reason 2 of why I prefer the 2021 MT09 over my R1, I want to talk about these block axial pants that I just picked up from Cycle Gear. These are the leg warmers that they have. I usually ride not even in the cold days. Like usually when it's like 62 or under, I usually don't like to ride because my legs get really cold. Some of you guys are going to say, Yamayati, I'm riding in 50-degree weather. Well, I get it, but I've been in Florida for so long that once it gets under 60, to me, that is cold. So I picked up these Axial Block leggings or leg warmers or whatever you want to call them. I will leave the link in the description section so you guys can check them out. But man, I absolutely feel nothing whatsoever. My leg, that obviously on these naked bikes takes all the blunt of the wind, but man, I'm actually loving these things. These are my first time I've worn it, so great product, so check it out. Guys, I want to say reason 2 of why I prefer lately riding the 2021 MT09 over my 2018 R1 is because of the power and the torque. I know many of you guys are going to tell me, Yamayati, we all know that the 2018 R1 has a lot more horsepower. Very true. That's only when you get into the very high rev RPM limits of the bike. Once you go over the 100 miles per hour threshold, let's say, yeah, you're going to experience a lot of power and a lot of torque. But who the heck rides over 100 miles an hour on a daily basis? Very few people, and the ones that do, man, honestly, they just are very special or they just have a death wish to constantly ride at those speeds. Now, I will tell you, I do go over the 3-digit speed limit. Yamayati does get his daily 100s like Motonocity is always promoting, but I usually do it in areas that are very safe, that are kind of private, desolate, where I'm not worried about getting into an accident or, you know, potentially hurting myself. But from 1 mile per hour up into the 80-90 mile per hour threshold, the 2021 MT09 and the 2018 R1 neck to neck are very close, and it's close enough where I don't feel the difference. So if you're asking me which one do I prefer, especially in the city limits, like right now, guys, tons of traffic out here. I know it's a holiday, but guys, riding this bike on a regular as a daily rider just around my community, this bike has plenty of enough power, especially torque. MT, master torque. We all know this bike is torquey. I wish I could do really good wheelies. I can't do it, even though the bike can. I just can't. But guys, this bike, side by side on my R1, both have plenty of power, and honestly guys, I don't really feel the need to push those limits, especially around here. I'm gonna do a quick test. Last week when I was riding, I got pulled over because the cop said that he could not read my plate from 100 feet away. So that is the low mount from TST Industries. We all know that. We've seen the episode. So here it is. I'm gonna walk 100 feet from the rear tire, and we'll see if we can see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 21, 22, 55, 56, 68, 69, 99, 100. I could totally see my plate from 100 feet away. What the heck? You guys tell me. I mean, I know I got the GoPro on, but I just walked 100. I wear size 11.5. So I'm saying that this is close to 1 foot of foot here, just in case. But guys, I don't know what the heck that guy was talking about. So Sanford policeman, I know you're doing your job, but dude, you could definitely see my plate. It's not obscured from 100 feet away. So I don't know what the heck he was talking about, but that was a quick test to see if I was right or he was right. So maybe he just pulled me over just to check out who I was or whatever the case may be, but I could obviously see my plate. I could see the square from 100 feet away. Now, what he was saying, I don't know. So yeah, that was a good test. Sorry, copper. Guys, I think the third reason why I prefer riding the MT09 over my R1 is because the R1 in the city limits, especially where I live, is very boring. And when I mean that respectively boring, because most of the time I stay in second gear, because at second gear I can do the speed limit and then some. So what happens is that as I'm riding around, especially in these types of areas, I switch up like 1, 2, maybe third gear, and then I'm stuck. That's about it. And then it's like if I decel, I could just yank on the throttle and be right to where I want to be again. So it kind of makes it boring because not really like shifting gears. I'm just kind of stuck in the same RPM range for so long, versus like on this 2021 MT09, you got the quick shifter. You could constantly, you know, downshift, then you can kind of rip it, come back. It just seems like it's a lot more fun in town to ride the 2021 MT09 over my 2018 R1, because the 2018 R1 just needs so much more road. It kind of feels like Back to the Future. Road, where we're going, we don't need roads. You know, that's what the doc said to Marty. It's basically the same thing, because when I did the ECU flash, the only place I could really test it out was on the highway. And every time I tried to hit it to really get some like upper triple digit speeds, a car would pull out and then I'd have to slow down, or I would just catch up to another grouping of cars in traffic and then I'd have to slow down anyway. So it's like I spent the whole day trying to find some like decent gaps in order to get some really high speeds, and then I was worried the whole time about cars pulling out. I was worried about state troopers hiding in the woods, and it just made it really miserable even just to test ride it. I didn't really have a chance to really explore the bike without probably getting in trouble, which is why I prefer riding this so much, because right now I don't have to worry about tempted to get into those ranges, number one. Number two, I have plenty of road to do what I want to do on this bike. And number three, it seems to be as fun or more fun within the city limits versus riding the R1 on the highway. Because when I ride it on the highway and I'm in areas that are kind of secluded, like on the toll road, then I can really open it up and really explore the R1. But if I'm just riding around normally, it's kind of a waste of a time to ride that bike. That's why, guys, I've been really enjoying riding the 2021 MT09 versus my 2018 R1. Guys, this bike has it all. So it's like I got all that bike in my garage, and it's so much more fun to do rides like this on my 2021 MT09. So it's safe to say, guys, that the naked or the hyper naked is gonna be the way I'm going to ride probably the rest of my riding days, but it's safe to say that this is the way I'm gonna stay, guys. So these are the reasons why I prefer my 2021 MT09 over my beautiful Nebula 2018 R1. Not because of the look, not because it's just not good enough, because trust me, the 2018 R1 is a lot more bike than this, but that's the issue. It's just that it's too much bike for what I need. So those are my reasons why, guys. I know I'm really repetitive in some of my videos, but in this one I'm coming out a little different just to give you guys a good comparison of why I prefer to ride my 2021 MT09 over my 2018 Yamaha R1. So with that being said, guys, ride safe, be blessed, take it easy on the filthy streets, and remember, you gotta work on Monday. Peace.